cheap Mercedes coupe can look like a style upgrade or a repair bill with 2 fewer doors. We screen 5 coupes by one rule: what must be healthy before the price makes sense. We cover the C209 CLK coupe, C204 C-Class coupe, C207 E-Class coupe, C215 CL coupe, and C216 CL coupe. See each car cold, scan every module, inspect brakes and suspension, verify the VIN, and let the records set the decision. Fresh paint and a quiet exhaust are not proof of a healthy coupe. A Mercedes badge does not turn coupe inspection rules off. You are buying an engine, transmission, brakes, tires, suspension, cooling system, electronics, glass, seals, and the previous owner's modifications. Mercedes-Benz's official archive separates the 209, 204, 207, 215, and 216 coupes into different generations with different equipment. Those are different repair systems, not interchangeable stories. Start with the exact model year, engine, transmission, body code, market option codes, and production date. Compare the claimed mileage with tire dates, seat bolsters, steering wheel wear, window seals, and invoices. Demand a true cold start, a Mercedes-capable full module scan, a lift inspection, a hot road test, a VIN report, and a written estimate. Photograph every warning, record the temperature when it appears, and ask the shop to separate a confirmed failure from a symptom that needs monitoring. Repeat the glass, climate, seat, parking aid, and warning tests after the car reaches operating temperature. Ask whether a repair requires coding, calibration, a leak test, or a second diagnostic session, and write those labor steps into the reserve. A seller who refuses an independent inspection is selling a theory, not a bargain. C209 CLK coupe is the entry temptation: frameless glass, a compact footprint, and an asking price that can look easier than an ordinary newer car. Mercedes-Benz's official archive places the 209 series CLK coupes in the 2002 to 2005 period, with later updates covering the same generation. Age is the first risk multiplier. Start with a completely cold engine and inspect oil leaks, cooling, belt noise, ignition, transmission shifts, differential noise, front suspension, brakes, tires, and window operation. Check the glass indexing, door seals, roof lining, trunk latch, climate, locks, and instrument display. Compare the odometer with the interior and invoices, and ask whether the car was modified, stored outside, or repaired after a side impact. A clean 2-door shape can still hide deferred chassis and electronics work. Buy the inspection file before the badge. Do not judge a CLK with a warm engine and a polished set of wheels. Ask the seller not to start it before you arrive. Record battery voltage, startup time, idle quality, exhaust, and the first scan before codes are cleared. Open and close both frameless windows, then check the door seals, glass alignment, central locking, seats, climate, audio, lights, and trunk release. Inspect transmission fluid history, mounts, cooling hoses, power steering, rear differential, and the underside on a lift. Mismatched tires, overheated brakes, or fresh underbody paint can reveal use that a quiet test drive hides. The question is not whether the coupe feels quick, it is whether the evidence explains the price. C204 C-Class coupe brings a newer 2-door shape with a wide engine and option range. Mercedes-Benz's official archive identifies the 204 series C-Class coupe as a 2011 to 2015 model and documents the sporty 2-door design and later high-performance variants. Confirm the exact engine, gearbox, emissions package, and AMG equipment by VIN. Check the cold start, cooling, oil leaks, transmission behavior, brakes, tires, steering, and front suspension. Test the frameless glass, seatbelt presentation, seat memory, climate, parking aids, lights, trunk, and infotainment. Scan the engine, transmission, brake, restraint, suspension, body, and comfort modules before anything is cleared. A compact coupe can still carry a serious options bill, so let the VIN and service file set the reserve. On a C204, repeat the comfort and warning tests after the car is hot. Run the climate zones, seats, steering wheel controls, navigation, parking sensors, windows, locks, lighting, trunk, and any driver assistance feature fitted to that VIN. Check the battery and charging voltage before a long diagnostic session because low voltage can create unrelated warnings. Inspect wheels, tires, brake lines, control arms, exhaust, underbody damage, and leaks on a lift. If the car is a C63 or another high-output variant, verify cooling, differential, brake, tire, and modification history instead of treating it like an ordinary C-Class. Save the full scan and ask for invoices that identify correct fluids and parts. If the seller calls repeated stored faults one sensor, the paperwork has not explained the coupe. C207 E-Class coupe is the luxury middle ground, a longer body, more comfort equipment, and a price that can make it look like a bargain grand tourer. Mercedes-Benz's official archive places the 207 Series E-Class Coupe introduction in 2009 and describes its engine, suspension, safety, and infotainment technology. Verify the exact year, engine, gearbox, and options. Inspect the cold start, cooling, oil leaks, transmission shifts, brakes, tires, steering, suspension, and frameless glass. Test the seats, climate, navigation, parking aids, trunk, lighting, and any active safety system fitted. Drive until the car is hot, then scan every module and save the event history. The quieter and more comfortable the coupe feels, the easier it is to miss deferred luxury system work. Ask which owner paid for cooling, brakes, suspension, battery, glass regulators, and transmission work, and when. Compare the invoice dates with the mileage and the scanned stored event history. Inspect the door seals, window indexing drains, trunk sides, and carpet edges for moisture or corrosion. Test every comfort system from cold and hot, then look for warning messages after a low-voltage event. Measure brake thickness, tire age, alignment, and suspension behavior on level ground. Have the technician save reports before clearing anything and identify which repairs need coding or calibration. A seller who describes every warning as a sensor is selling a guess. The written record must explain both the luxury features and the next service reserve. C215CL Coupe is the flagship bargain. A long, low-body V8 or V12 possibilities, and luxury hardware at used car money. Mercedes-Benz's official archive places the 215 Series CL Coupe from 1999 to 2002, with CL500, CL600, and CL55 AMG variants documented in the range. Inspection must cover the powertrain and the flagship systems. See it cold, check cooling, oil leaks, transmission behavior, brakes, tires, suspension height, windows, seats, climate, and soft close function. Inspect the hydraulic and electrical history. Look for moisture and warning messages, and scan every module before codes are cleared. A CL that drives smoothly for 10 minutes can still need an expensive suspension, brake, V12, or comfort system reserve. Price the complete system, not the leather. Our number one is the C216CL Coupe, because a newer flagship can look like a manageable luxury bargain while carrying more systems than most buyers expect. Mercedes-Benz's official archive document the 216 Series CL Coupe from 2006 to 2010, including CL500, CL600, CL63 AM, and CL65 AMG variants, the later updated period as well. Verify the exact year, engine, gearbox, suspension, brakes, cooling, and market equipment by VIN. Inspect the cold start, oil and coolant leaks, transmission behavior, suspension height, hydraulic lines, tires, differential, windows, seats, climate, and electronics. Scan every control unit and check campaigns, accident history, modifications, and matching invoices. A clean CL can be extraordinary. A cheap one with missing records is flagship debt disguised as a coupe. Save this 6-step process before you visit any cheap Mercedes coupe. First, see it completely cold and record battery and charging voltage. Second, photograph the VIN and confirm the exact engine, transmission, body code, market, and options. Third, scan every module and save the report before anyone clears faults. Fourth, put it on a lift and inspect brakes, tires, leaks, suspension, steering, glass alignment, seals, and underbody damage. Fifth, drive until the car is hot, then retest transmission behavior, cooling, windows, climate, seats, parking aids, warning messages, and any flagship system. Sixth, request a written priority list. Safety now, reliability soon, cosmetics later. Photograph every warning and note the temperature, mileage, and battery voltage when it appeared. Record tire dates, brake thickness, ride height, window indexing, and any moisture in the trunk or footwell. Ask which repairs need coding, calibration, or a second leak test, and have the shop separate parts from labor. Request photos of every safety item and a written date for the next inspection. Keep a reserve for tires, brakes, transport, taxes, and one surprise. If the seller refuses a cold start or independent scan, the inspection has already answered the question. The CLK Coupe gives you age and frameless glass. The C204 adds compact modules and performance variants. The C207 adds comfort systems. The C215 brings old flagship hardware. And the C216 brings a newer flagship repair reserve. None is automatically a mistake. None is automatically a bargain. The winning coupe has a true cold start, a saved full module scan, a lift inspection, VIN verified campaigns, brake and tire measurements, tested glass and electronics, and invoices that explain the expensive systems. Before money changes hands, write down the next 12 months of work and the cost range. Include fluids, battery, brakes, tires, alignment, cooling, suspension, window regulators, and any coding or calibration. Ask the specialist which finding is unsafe to drive on, which can wait, and which needs another test. Write down the cost of parts, labor, transport, taxes, and a second inspection before you negotiate. Separate confirmed faults from future maintenance and leave room for one surprise. Buy the evidence, not the styling. If the seller refuses the evidence, keep your money and keep searching.